Hello, welcome to my new video. Today with Phantasm, the complete collection boxes from all over the world. Some time ago, a couple of months ago, I made a video with my vintage collections, Phantasm 1 to 4. I will place a link to this video at the end of this one. Now with the modern collections. This time from 1 to 5. Part 5 was released in 2016. And I have here boxes from all over the world. At first the famous Arrow box. This is one of the best Arrow video editions that were released. A German Mediabook collection in this beautiful box. The French complete collection. And an Italian complete collection in a Mediabook. This slipcover. And a small edition, an additional Mediabook. If you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel. It would help a lot. I will begin with a comparison of the Arrow edition, of this Arrow box, and the German complete collection with Mediabooks. So I will begin with the UK video, with the UK Arrow video. The box is inspired by the mausoleum marble. It's extremely beautiful. One of the most imaginative editions that Arrow released. Dwarves and tallmen. And here's the sphere, one of the very few Arrow editions that actually have a gimmick inside. So here's what's inside, with a book, the discs in this mini digipacks, and a sphere with the spikes. There is also an old NECA DVD release where a disc was stored in the sphere. The sphere is a little bit smaller. It's really light. Now to the book, to the booklet, to the really big booklet with the original, as usual for Arrow, original artwork. Really nice artwork of the red planet with a sphere. A fanzine, mixture of Phantasm and magazine. Fanzine. And to be honest, I watched unboxing. I don't have the Velgo USA edition, but I watched the unboxing videos, and the Phantasm Compendium, at least the name is better than fanzine, but the booklet, the Arrow booklet, is much better. It's bigger, there's more illustrations, better structure, and much better artwork. I suppose the Phantasm Compendium of Velgo USA is only in black. One thing that I don't get, there was a new release by Velgo with a sphere and Phantasm 2 Extended Edition, slightly extended edition. I will mention it later. Come to it later. And no Phantasm Compendium. It's strange. Why make a release and without any booklet? So the new version is actually not that much better than the first one. Yeah. As usual for Arrow, a very big booklet. My first Phantasm movie that I watched as I was a kid, a teenager, it was Phantasm 3, and I loved this one. It has a little bit of atmosphere like Evil Dead, with this mixture of horror and humor, with great music. And then I couldn't wait to see Phantasm 4. I couldn't see it until a couple of years after the third one, and I was so disappointed because it's completely different movie, a very slow movie. It isn't explained where the boy, the team character, the boy that like Kevin from Home Alone, simply disappears in the fourth one. After that, I watched all the parts together a couple of times, and well, I learned to appreciate the fourth one more as a part of the series. For me, the best ones are the second one, the most expensive, actually with the biggest budget, produced by the studio, and of course the third one. I have to be honest. I know that a lot of fans, Phantasm fans, love the first one, the Phantasm, the first Phantasm, the most. But I had to be honest. It's a difficult movie for me. The structure is a little bit, is somewhat messy, and the acting is not good. To be well. If you're honest, it's not good. A couple of years ago, Phantasm 5 was released, and it was directed by Kevin Hartman, a friend of Don Coscarelli. Don Coscarelli only produced it, and it has some really interesting scenes, some interesting visuals, but it's very low budget, and it's not very consistent because originally it was planned as a web series, and it really shows they used originally filmed footage that was meant to be a part of this web series, and it has this fan film YouTube quality to it sometimes, with this cheap digital some of the scenes are made with a cheap digital camera. Well, it's inconsistent. Some scenes are nice, some other are, well, too cheap. And if you watch the last movie by Don Coscarelli, unfortunately the last one, John dies in the end. Then it's really a shame that then Don Coscarelli didn't make this one, the Phantasm 5, similar to John Dies at the End. I love John Dies at the End. It's also low budget, but it has such inventive visuals, great pacing, great story, very unusual story, and if you would make it similar to the John Dies at the End, it would be simply great. But well, I have a feeling that like David Lynch, that David Lynch had his last movie in 2009. Like David Lynch, Don Coscarelli don't want to make feature-length movies anymore. Well, it's very unfortunate because he is a very talented, such a talented director. So now to the. I will compare both boxes, the German and the Arrow one. Let's at first the German box with the Mediabooks. I already showed on my channel, for example, Nightmare on Elm Street. Mediabooks boxes, the spines look not exactly the same. For example, the fifth one is really very different from the other ones. The reason for that is all the media books and the box were released separately. Now here's what's inside of the both boxes. Let's take a look on the boxes themselves, the empty boxes. Like a stone from the mausoleum, the The box is simply stunning. Well, it was criticized because well, the stairs is not a really part of the Phantasm franchise, but well, it's a very unusual design. Here on the top, the artwork of the mausoleum. And there is also artwork on the bottom of the box with Tallman and Reggie Bannister with his famous shotgun. And here's also the J card of the box, of the arrow box. And now to the German box, limited to 666 pieces. The box itself, not the Mediabooks. As I said before, they were released separately from the same publisher. It's a common thing in Germany, like a Nightmare on Elm Street box, for example, that I showed you in one of my last videos. This artwork is just stunning. It's original artwork that was made for this, especially for the German release. Now here are all the discs. There's also a bonus disc. In the Arrow version, there is no bonus disc in the German release. It's of course a shame because there's no Phantasmagoria or Phantasm Genesis, to name a few. No big documentaries for the complete series. Now let's take a look one by one. In this mini digipack there was also cheaper re-release, I suppose not limited re-release of the Phantasm collection, with keep cases without a book or a sphere, and those keep cases use the same artwork. So, and here's the artwork inside, a very nice one, but unfortunately it was used for every single of these digipacks, which is very unfortunate. Now to the German Mediabook edition. As you can see, they used the artwork of the Mediabooks for the box. Now let's look what's inside. Yeah, Phantasm Mediabook. It's a 3-disc Mediabook with bonus features, Blu-ray, DVD, and bonus features, dual format, and bonus features on a separate disc. Region locked for B, region B locked, but with English audio. And the book, all the booklets can be combined to a book, so it's a chapter 1 from the same author. Yeah, it's not my favorite design, to be honest. A little, well, not that many pictures. Unfortunately, of course, in German, because it's a German media book. With lots and lots and lots of text. And here are some pictures. So the artwork on both sides is the same. Here's the artwork without the discs. So now to the second one. It's beautiful original artwork. Not as beautiful as the German one. So Phantasm 2. And here the same artwork inside, which is really a shame. Now to the second media book, Phantasm 2. This really stunning artwork. I love this. It's really drawn, custom drawn. And as you know, the Arrow release has unique special features that are really unique to the Arrow edition. They were custom produced, and but it doesn't have any the special features of Well Go USA. Well Go USA also produced making of. And the good thing is, in this Mediabook releases from Koch Media in Germany, Black Hill Koch Media, they included the Well Go USA making ofs. So there's no need to buy this incredibly expensive Well Go USA edition, which, to be honest, well, it's a box full of MRAs. I don't know why it became so expensive. So here, nice artwork. Das Böse 2, the movie was called in Germany. It's Das Böse, the Evil, the artwork. Now mostly the original name Phantasm is used, which fits much better. So now one edition. I have another Phantasm 2 Mediabook here. It was released a couple of years after the first one, and it's really beautiful. From another publisher, but it uses also the Koch Media discs. There was, as you know, there was a re-release of Well Go USA, a complete collection, and they included also a slightly extended version of Phantasm 2. Well, that was criticized because only one. It was a remaster, but only one very small scene, suppose half a minute, 15 seconds scene was added. One of those scenes that were removed because of gore, to lower the rating. And but the question is, why not other scenes? And those scenes were also included, well, in worse quality, but also included as deleted scenes. This artwork is just stunning. And in Germany, there was a re-release of the complete Phantasm collection in a smaller box, in a small Mediabook box. But to be honest, I like this Mediabook release, this release with 5 separate Mediabooks, much more than the other one that is, to be honest, too expensive for that. And it included, but the new re-release, the only difference that had the same, the new release has the same discs with only one exception, and this very same special content with only one exception. It has the extended version of Phantasm 2. By the way, this scene was extended. This priest kill scene. He is in a drawn version. The artwork without the discs. But as I said before, there was there is this beautiful Mediabook release by another publisher, which includes the extended version. Now to the third one, and I know it's a controversial opinion, but I simply love the third movie. It was the first that I watched, and it's my favorite. I watched the whole series a couple of years ago, and the third one is still my favorite. For me, it's one of the best horror movies of the 80s, with this simply incredible music and great practical effects. I simply love this one. This Evil Dead like humor and atmosphere. This mixture of I love this. I also love this zombies, and I know it's controversial because so many people just hate this one. But it's the question which themes do you love more from the Phantasm series? Yeah, with the Rocky and the team. the artwork without the disc. And I also completely forgot it. All the complete collections, all the new complete collections, have only the remastered version of Phantasm 1 with changed special, with some slightly, with some really small improvements, better video quality, and I suppose only one special effect is improved. That's the sphere that flies through the mausoleum. Now Phantasm 4. Now you can see the reflections of the walls, but besides of it, it's very much the same movie. So they don't include it. To watch the very original version, you have to buy an old Phantasm DVD. So now Phantasm 4 Oblivion. Yeah. The mastered J.J. Abrams helped to make the remastered version. He's a great fan of Phantasm, and the fun fact is Captain Phasma, a character from Star Wars, from the new sequel trilogy, Star Wars trilogy, is inspired by the Phantasm spheres. Yeah, approved by the director. Now this Mediabook was released, I suppose, a year after all the others were released. Unfortunately, there were some licensing problems or something, or rating problems. But now the collection is complete. The fourth part, it's actually the fourth chapter. Fortunately, only in German. The only way to read it nowadays, you can use the Google Translator, the photo function of Google Translator. It's not perfect, but well, it works. Then it's automatic. Yeah, it recognizes the text, and then you can translate it to English or some other language. The sticker that was, now the correct direction. The sticker that was on the Mediabook, on all the Mediabooks approved by director Don Coscarelli, the signature. Here's the inner artwork. Tall man with a spear. Now the newest one, also very controversial one, the fifth one, Phantasm Ravager, which was not included in the vintage collections that I showed in the last video, of course. Released 2016. Well, it's better than nothing, and yeah, it has its advantages, of course, but it's also could be much better if Don Coscarelli would make this movie himself. Now to the Phantasm 5, a slightly different design. It's here it's original poster artwork and not the drawn one. I don't know why they didn't make a drawn version. All the Mediabooks, all the Mediabooks except for this one, for the fifth one, have several different artwork versions that you can buy separately. They are not that expensive. I suppose you can get one for about 20 euros. The tall man, Angus Scream, who died shortly after the release of this movie, looks much older here, of course. It's very unfortunate. The fourth one was released 1998, and yeah, there were plenty of possibilities to release, plenty of time to release several other Phantasm movies, but unfortunately it didn't happen until 2016. As usual, 3 disc. So, and here's the artwork without the disc, with this CGI spheres, which was also criticized. The fifth one doesn't have that many practical effects, a lot of CGI, a lot of cheap sci-fi channel level CGI. As I said before, there are some other versions of the Mediabooks with other artwork. Well, for example, here's the white version. The content is nearly identical. Some colors are sometimes different. Or this Phantasm version with this incredibly beautiful original poster artwork of Phantasm Remastered. It has, well, the difference is it has another font. It uses other font here. As you can see, it uses somewhat like the Star Trek, this old Star Trek font for some reason. Here's an alternative version of the second one, Phantasm 2, with this original cover artwork that also inspired the new drawn artwork. Yeah, it's not that different. As I said before, the colors are somewhat different. And before the Phantasm 4 was released, there was another Mediabook release by another publisher. And here are the two versions, two cover versions of those Mediabooks. And to be honest, this is my absolute favorite of all Phantasm artworks, because I love this color and this pattern. It's so beautiful. I said before, from another publisher with much fewer bonus features, but it was released alongside the other Media books, whereas the fourth one from the Koch Media was released much later. And now finally to the French and the Italian versions. The French version by Midnight Classics in this really sturdy, nice and sturdy box with this incredibly beautiful original artwork. There are two versions of it, a DVD and a Blu-ray version, and I decided to buy a DVD version because it has some art cards, because it's much cheaper, and I already have the Blu-ray versions, the in Arrow or a German collection, very nice, and it's taller. It's taller. It's bigger. So it has this DVD format. The Blu-ray version would be somewhat smaller. So why not the DVD version? Okay, here's Oblivion 4 and 5. Really beautiful cards, Midnight Classics. And it's, as usual, it's a Mediabook release. There are several of those Midnight Classic releases. For example, I have also Omen collection or the Fly collection. I already showed on my channel Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2 in a similar release by Midnight Classics. So it's this beautiful Mediabook. The discs are stored in this paper thingies that I don't like. Yeah, Phantasm. With this incredibly beautiful artwork. Ravager. The third one. The Oblivion. Here's Oblivion. These artworks were also used for German media books. It's actually the same company. It's Koch Media. I suppose it's a German company that also makes some Italian releases. And Midnight Classics or Midnight Factory is a part of Koch Media. So the German re-release was very similar to this one. They even translated this booklet in German. Very nice artwork. Very nice artwork. Team. Scenes from different parts. Japanese poster of the first one. Yeah, Koch Media, Midnight Classics. And now, last but not least, the beautiful French collection. This very glossy box with this rainbow effect. Also a DVD, as I said before, also a DVD version because it's bigger and it's taller and it's cheaper, and I don't need French Blu-rays as addition to those they already have. And here is a big book about the work of Don Coscarelli with infos about different movies that Don Coscarelli made. For example, he made the Beastmaster movies, but the problem with of course Bubba Hattab. The problem with his movies, they were mostly not very successful. As usual for this for such directors as Terry Gilliam or David Lynch, that at some point they can't make a really big budgeted movies, and then don't get the proper budgets for their movies, and at some point they give up making new movies. And since 2012 there were no feature-length releases by Don Coscarelli, which is very unfortunate. There were talks of a Bubba Hattab sequel. The Team, this horror version of Home Alone, alongside with Rocky, a very interesting characters that I would love to be explored more in the subsequent parts. And it was one of the things that were really disappointed about the part 4, that Tim and Rocky, the stories of Tim and Rocky weren't. The Tim and Rocky simply disappeared from the franchise. Rocky till the end. Well, I won't spoil it, but Rocky. There is a cameo of Rocky in part 5, but well, the themes and the story of the third one wasn't properly continued into part 4. Bubba Hattab. Yeah, it's a really nice and big book, unfortunately in French. It's the problem of buying international editions, that you not always can read it. Pictures from the part 5. We'll see whether someday there will be a remake or some kind of continuation. I think the remake is the most likely option, because no one can really replace Angus Cream in a continuation. So you have actually make a remake where you make a new tall man, like Freddy in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. So now to the digipack itself. All the discs are stored in the digipack, but 4, 3, with this really beautiful artwork. Part 2, Part 1 and 5, and bonus features. This Phantasmagoria DVD. And no special artwork on the inside. So folks, that was it. I showed you the French, Italian, UK and English, British and German versions of the Phantasm Complete Collection. Please let me know in the comments below how do you like the Phantasm series. What's your favorite part, or how would you rank the Phantasm movies? And how do you like these collections, especially the German media books? Please leave a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Till the next time, bye bye!